A no commentary version of this run can be found in the pinned comment in the comments section below. Early ad-free access to original uncut versions of all my videos can be found on my Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Please check out the pinned comment in the comments section below for a link to my Patreon. This video is intended as a game walkthrough. It is not a speedrun. All strategies in this video were made for efficiency and success rate. Please watch the entire video and listen carefully to the commentary before trying any of these strategies for yourself. Hello everyone. Before beginning the main contents of this video, there's a couple of things I want to go over with you before you begin watching. Early on in the commentary, I make mention of getting 100% and also doing an S+ rank no damage run later. The original intent was to do a 100% run with this video, and I had recorded Clockwork Castellans up to Chapter 10, missed the rest starting from Chapter 11, and figured I would go back and record the rest in a separate playthrough. Basically, long story short, I've ultimately decided that I do not enjoy playing this game, and so the Clockwork Castellans are not going to be in this video. I will also not be going through with an S+ rank no damage run. I will likely not be making any more RE4 Remake content unless a VR mode and/or additional DLC stories such as Separate Ways releases. In the interest of uploading what I already have, I will not be re-recording the commentary to reflect these changes, so throughout chapters 1 through 3, please ignore all mentions of Clockwork Castellans and 100% and S+ rank. Also, as a reminder, the thumbnail says, all map treasures. This specifically refers to all the treasures that are on the treasure maps that you can buy from the merchant. As the pre-release copy of Resident Evil 4 Remake that I received from Capcom did not contain any DLC along with it, there is the possibility that you may have more treasure to pick up in your own playthrough of the game. I'm not sure how this affects the achievements, but if you pre-ordered the game or purchased the Treasure Map Expansion DLC, I will be leaving it up to you to find that treasure on your own. I apologize for any disappointment that this may cause. It is in my best interest to go ahead and record this disclaimer now, so that I do not set up any expectations for any more RE4 Remake content in the future. Thank you for your understanding, and with this in mind, please enjoy the video. Hello everyone, this is a no damage professional mode 100% playthrough of Resident Evil 4 Remake on the PC version.
Y que aquí te ofrecemos, Señor, que la luz de tu gloria la ilumine hacia el paraíso. Acepta este cordero, arrastrado por la furia y el pecado, y acógenos en el paraíso y en tu seno inmaculado. Oh Señor, misericordioso, nuestra vida es salvación.
September 30th, 1998. It's a day I'll never forget. The cop inside me died that day. And that night, Raccoon City was wiped out, thanks to the bioweapons created by Umbrella. Somehow I made it out, but too many others weren't so lucky. I was asked later to join a top-secret government program. Not that I had a choice. The training, punishing missions, nearly killed me. But at least I kept my mind off everything. If I could just forget what happened that night, the pain, even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
So tell me, Yankee, why did you come to this horrible place? As close to nowhere that I've ever seen.
Let's just say, looking for someone.
That someone must be very important, huh? The chief gave the orders himself. Help him, he said.
I'm sure you boys didn't come all the way out here to roast marshmallows. Maybe you did.
You have a strange sense of humor. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Just between us. A lot of people have gone missing around here. And it's been that way for a while now.
Well then, should be just another day in the office, right?
I mean, last week there was a search for some missing hikers.
I'm sure you'll do your best to help me.
I think this is it. Nature calls, huh? I'll be right back. Qué frío.
¿Te has bebido el bar entero? You smoke?
Vaya sitio más tétrico. ¡Eh! ¿Hay alguien ahí?
He sure is taking his time. Did he fall in? Maybe you better go and take a look. Oh, watch the car. Wouldn't want to get a parking ticket.
So much for helping me.
First up, this is not an S Plus run, as you can probably tell from the length. This is a very baseline walkthrough for the game.
How far could he have gone?
To get an S Plus rank on Professional, you must clear the game in under 5.5 hours, with a maximum of 15 saves. As of the time this video gets uploaded, I will be working on an S Plus video, so stay tuned for that.
Anyone home?
The definition of 100% for this video's purposes will be all Clockwork Castellans, all treasures that appear on the merchant's treasure map, and all merchant bounties.
Sorry to barge in like this. Busco a un policía. ¿Vino aquí? This is not good.
Completing this run will get you the Frugalist achievement, which you get for completing the main story without using a recovery item.
Hey. I read you. What's your situation? What the hell's going on? What was that? No fucking way.
To get around this first guy, we're going to hide around the desk until he quits lunging at us. Then we go upstairs immediately. He's not worth the time or the ammo. The ones that have their necks broken take no hit stun, so it is best to either avoid fighting them or blow their heads off with a shotgun. The next enemy will completely ignore us as long as we crouch walk and stay hidden. After that, grab the green herb from the cabinet.
Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
The President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Need a location on a nearby lake. She may have been taken there.
Copy that. I'll see what I can find.
Hurry up. Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are... Gotta go. Talk later. I'll let myself out.
Most barrels, boxes, crows, and enemies have randomized drops. I will point out which pickups are static to the best of my knowledge. It's worth it to shoot crows, since sometimes they have rubies. But in general, we want to hoard up as many crafting items as we can get our hands on. I got lucky on this drop and got a ruby from this crow.
Ahí está. Cazadlo. Muérete.
When an enemy says, "Ahí está!" it is aggroed to you and you cannot stealth kill it. You must either fight it or run away. I lured these guys to a bear trap over here. Bear traps do not do any damage to you if you get caught by one, but if an enemy gets trapped, you can melee it for a 90% chance to instantly kill it. By delaying the melee hit, I was able to kill the trapped Ganado and knock over his friend with the resulting kick. There's one more guy here in this shed. Ganado's stunned in 2 to 3 shots to the face, at which point you can follow up with a melee. When he's dead, we can pick up a flash grenade, a red herb, and some bullets. I run back to save points a lot, so I will occasionally fast forward the footage for your convenience. As this is a segmented run, I retry from a save point whenever I take a hit. As far as the game's hit detection goes, I should make mention of some things. Leon's aim is very shaky, his gun jumps, his crosshair never closes quickly, and his bullets have a travel time before they hit the target. Sometimes, the crosshair even outright lies to you. Even if your crosshair completely covers an enemy, the shot still won't register sometimes. There are no base game mechanics to offset this, such as crouch aiming in Resident Evil Revelations 2. Unless you purchase a laser sight attachment, this game's hit detection is completely flawed, and it is a problem. In other words, if you miss shots, it's probably not your fault. Once we reach the main village section, I start by going left and running directly into the house to trigger the next cutscene.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
When I regain control, I smash these 2 barrels and pick up the static first aid spray and 10 handgun bullets.
Way's closed.
Then, I immediately go upstairs and knock down the ladder so I can safely loot the shotgun shells, hand grenade, and shotgun.
Oh, nice.
I camp out on this rooftop over here while enemies flood the house, so that I may group them together and grab this velvet blue. I must be alert for any ganado that have one-handed throwing weapons. If I am in one of these enemies' throwing range, I hop off the roof to the left-hand side, then make a break for the house. There is a static hand grenade in this barrel. I had many close calls running this path. Be very careful of the unarmed ganados, as they have a magnet grab which will damage you on the first frame if it connects. They are the most dangerous regular enemies in the game. Looting this small resource and vaulting this fence will slow them down enough to cluster them, as Leon can vault quickly, but they vault slowly. My goal is to run a circle around the village to group all these ganado together, and run a path to the ladders, where we can blow them up with grenades. Once we reach these ladders, we're going to keep knocking them down over and over again.
Oh, sorry.
As you can see, this groups them up together very nicely to chuck grenades at them. For some weird reason, the developers decided that there needed to be 2 hand grenades, regular hand grenades, and heavy hand grenades. Once again, these grenades have bad hit detection, as for some reason they do less damage on higher frame rates. I was running at 120 FPS, so I needed to use 2 grenades to kill this mob.
You gotta be kidding me.
Once we're out of grenades, we use the shotgun to blow the heads off of the other ganado. This fight's default timer is around 4.5 minutes, which triggers a cutscene when it reaches 0. Killing enemies takes a significant amount of time off of this timer.
Huh?
La campana. Hay que obedecerla.
Él nos invoca. Tenemos que servir. Al Lord Saddler Todopoderoso.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Condor 1, I've identified a route to the lake. Look for a large windmill. There's a path on the far side of it.
Windmill. Copy that.
And be careful. Roost out.
After the fight is over, we collect all the enemy loot drops and loot the rest of the area. We're going to go into this house next. There's an enemy in the Schifferobe here. If a knife prompt shows up, you have an opportunity to instantly kill an enemy, but your spacing and positioning must be specific for it to work. So when it failed for me, I jumped out the window. Again, this game lacks a lot of Capcom's usual amount of polish. Very frustrating indeed. That knife kill prompt showed up because if an enemy is on a type of ground that registers in the game's nav mesh as a stair when you stun it, it will knock over the enemy and allow for a ground stab. In this case, that Schifferobe registered as a stair, so it was a very unconventional place for that prompt to show up. I checked the map momentarily. If there is a jewel with an exclamation mark on it, it means it is behind a locking key, so we need a key for it. Small resources are very precious, as they allow us to mix shotgun shells, which will be crucial for decapitating ganados, especially the daytime Plaga form with the broken necks. Speaking of Plaga, let's talk about the knife again. If you deal enough damage to an enemy to kill it, sometimes dying enemies will have a seizure, and a knife prompt will show above their heads. That means they are about to mutate and spawn a Plaga. Killing them with a knife prompt kill, or as I will call it, a knife QTE, or QuickTime event, will prevent the Plaga from spawning. You definitely saw me do this earlier on the second Ganado I killed, but I decided to wait until now to explain it because there were more important things to explain more immediately. I will absolutely demonstrate this again later. It is a very, very common part of Resident Evil 4 Remake's gameplay loop. I took a longer than usual time to loot the village because I didn't take the time to map out all the items here. Reason being, I was too busy hitting retry on the village section over and over again, so we will move on to the next section very shortly. I still collect health items because they sell for a lot of money. A green-red-yellow mix will sell for 10,000 pesetas. And in case you were wondering, well, can't you just camp out in the tower during the village sequence? No. I'm pretty sure this grenade here is randomized. I'm also pretty sure this ruby over here is static.
There it is.
When initiating stealth kills with your knife, you can either crouch walk, or, if there's only one enemy and no other nearby enemies will hear you run, you can rush up and stealth kill it before it becomes completely aware. When we shoot this lantern off this windmill, be careful that it is not over the big bucket of filth. Otherwise, the pearl pendant becomes a less valuable, dirty pearl pendant. This grenade over here is static. We're shooting these blue pendants to fulfill a bounty request for the merchant later, which will reward us with spinels. I'm leaving this trip mine alone to lure a strong enemy into momentarily. There's a yellow herb right here, which we can combine with the green-red mixtures that we already have. Before I loot anything else, I bust in and IK this Ganado immediately, as there will be no other opportunity to do so.
God damn.
As soon as we enter the barn, a new enemy type, the Brute, will begin busting the door down. My plan for this fight is to pull the Brute over to the trip mine, follow up with a knife QTE, and finish it with shotgun shells. I immediately rush to the trip mine, but then the music dies down, signifying that I lost its aggro. I have to figure out where it is, then draw its aggro. Such providence, he was behind me. To trigger this follow-up stab, we have to square up to his body, otherwise it's not going to work. After the follow-up stab, it's anywhere between 1 to 3 shotgun shells to eliminate it. Then it drops a velvet blue. Although we've looted the most important stuff in the area and can proceed, it's safer to eliminate these Ganados that spawn with the Brute, because sometimes they'll hit us while we're trying to push the cart. Fortunately for us, they're a bunch of fucking dummies, so we can go up the ladder and shoot them in the face while they're climbing.
Next.
If one spawns a Plaga, decapitating it with the shotgun is the one guaranteed way to shut it down. Sorry, I lied. There's a treasure here. A flagon. That's necessary for 100%. There's also a ruby in here. I don't know if it's a static drop or not. Now we can take the cog we picked up and use it, which will open the gate. Take the side path here to avoid the exploding boulder.
Un forastero!
I actually recommend using the shotgun to blast by this female Ganado here. For this next area coming up, there's a lot of enemies, and we're coming back here later with keys, which will allow us to loot more treasure. I chose to avoid fighting these enemies here, and just blast through them. I moved past this bear trap and equipped my shotgun. Then, I moved at an angle to avoid getting hit by a flying axe. Lastly, I shot this pitchfork Ganado, then used my handgun to shoot the lock off this door. If you use your knife to cut a trip mine, be aware that you can shoot it to detonate it later if you like. No enemies will ever come into this house though, as it is outside of their tether.
What's that noise?
This final Ganado can be stealth killed.
That hurts, you know?
Seemed like you really wanted to talk.
How observant, senor. Now, say, you got a smoke?
You know, those things will kill you.
Oh, well, maybe just untie me then, huh? Joder, not this guy!
Who are you? Yeah, stop right there!
Sacrificial lamb, you will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
Oh, what the fuck? Hey, stop it. Hey, Yankee. Got a name?
Leon.
Quiet type, eh? I'm Luis Serra. Guess you, me, picked the wrongest spot to vacation, eh? Hey! Stop it! You move, I move. And I'm beat up enough as it is. I can see you're thinking. Bet you've been in spots like this before, huh? I guess you're here looking for someone. One more guess. Maybe some missing señorita?
Young girl? Talk. Now.
All right. See, heard chatter about moving a señorita.
Moving her. Where?
Who knows? But later, saw some men dragging someone to the old church. Hanging with you, not healthy.
Hey, we're not done here!
Later, amigo.
Shit, they took my gear. Condor 1 to Roost. Located Baby Eagle. It sounds like she's being kept in some church.
Great. That's good news.
I heard it from this guy I met. He said his name is Luis Serra. There's something fishy about him. I need you to run a background check.
Will call Condor 1. I'll see what I can find. In the meantime, make your way to that church.
Right. I'm probably due for confession anyway. Condor 1, out.
Chapter 2 starts out with us only being able to use kitchen knives. Your combat knife can be repaired and upgraded, but kitchen knives will be destroyed when they run out of durability. Let's just lure this guy into the bear trap and kick him. The game wants you to parry him, but we're not going to do that. The parry mechanic is very, very touchy, and the timing windows are stupid, so we're just not going to bother with it most of the time. There's only 3 enemies to mop up here. Now we can work on getting our guns back. If your inventory is full, combine some health items. Always try to leave at least 1 green herb free for combining.
I'll be taking these back.
Make note of this drawer here, which can be unlocked with a small key.
Over here, stranger.
Who's that?
Before going to speak with the merchant, we're going to kill 3 rats in this building and collect treasure. The 3 rats here count towards another bounty, which will get you more spinels for trading for special items. That rat put up a good fight. It should have been the one to propagate its species for sure. One great addition to Resident Evil 4 Remake is its auto-sort function. Using it will often create room immediately for picking up more items.
Let's do some business then. Hey? Welcome. Good stuff, stranger.
First up, we're going to get the village treasure map. Don't be tempted to trade anything else. Just save 10 spinels for the laser sight.
You've got a soft spot for treasure.
For this chapter only, you can pick up the bolt action rifle and get the scope for free. We also need the 7x12 case upgrade. To afford them, we're going to inlay 2 rubies into this flagon and sell it. In general, you don't want to sell gemstones unless they're attached to treasure. As I mentioned earlier, green, red, yellow mixes are worth a lot of pesetas. We can also sell first aid sprays for 5,000 a pop. We don't want to sell any other herbs unless they're fully combined. If you have too many green herbs, feel free to combine 3 to sell for 4,000 pesetas.
I'll hand this over when you've got the space. A bit more space never hurt anyone. Perfect size for you, stranger. Wish your enemies sweet dreams from afar, with a bullet straight through their heads. Go on, take this as well, free of charge. You're a man of good taste.
On Professional mode, all weapon upgrades can be maxed to level 5 immediately, and you don't have to wait until Chapter 8 for them to be available. I chose to upgrade my shotgun's power to level 2, knife durability to level 2, and handgun power to level 2.
We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. Will that be all? Come back anytime.
hell am I?
We're coming up on a large horde segment, so I decided to preemptively kill a few enemies that would be no risk to kill. If you roundhouse kick an enemy and you hear bones crunching, it is out of HP. I ground stabbed this one when I saw it seize up. Then, I equipped the scope on my rifle, as I will be using that next. Without the scope, we'd be forced to use iron sights. Obviously, the scope is better. There are 6 enemies to kill here. I killed 5 with the bolt action.
Alright. Alright.
This enemy here put itself in a position where I couldn't shoot it. This enemy here is holding dynamite. Being that he was just sitting there, I could just snipe the dynamite with my handgun and blow him up.
Hello, stranger.
Once you jump down from here, you are forced to commit to this area and cannot exit until you open the gate. I ran up this left-hand path until the enemy pops in on the catwalk above the barrel. This spawns a lot of enemies. Then, I shoot the barrel to clear the way for me to run into the area I like to call the hidey house. There's way too many enemies with throwing weapons in this area, and not enough areas to take cover. Fortunately, hidey house only has one entrance. The other entrance has a padlock on it, so enemies will not enter. It also has a yellow herb and a first aid spray. There are no brutes here, just regular ganados. As long as we stay in this corner here, we can just keep shooting the ganados in the head as they climb through the window. This knocks them right back out. If a transformed ganado climbs in, blow its head off with the shotgun immediately. As there is no guardrail on the walkway outside, some enemies will even fall off the walkway to their doom. There's also occasionally a dynamite ganado, which will try and fail to throw dynamite inside the hidey house, so other ganado outside will get blown up quite easily. I fucked up here though, so I ran into spot B, which we go to when enemies are inside and I need to clear them out immediately. As there were no enemies outside that I was in any immediate danger of getting hit by, I ground stabbed the ganado that attempted to transform. Don't worry, there's a finite number of enemies. As long as you hear ganado yelling outside, be cautious, as more will spawn in when you eliminate waves of them. When you don't hear any more pissed off Spanish, it's safe to leave, for now. There's a dynamite thrower above the hidey house, so watch out for him. He will throw dynamite super far with astounding accuracy, so be very cautious. Our next move is to grab the hexagonal emblem at the top of this next building. We'll enter this building by crashing into the window, then backstab the ganado inside. There's a flash grenade in the locker. When we climb the ladder, more enemies will spawn in near the hexagonal emblem. The shotgun should be used to clear any enemies at the top of the ladder, especially unarmed enemies. Remember, their grabs are nearly unavoidable. People say you can crouch them, but that's only if you're on a slope. As there are more enemies here, we must return to Hidey House to get rid of them. The dynamite Ganado from before has relocated to the roof of Hidey House. That was a little too close for me, so I got rid of him. I went back around and looted any items that I missed. Now that the coast is clear, it's time to try opening the gate. I start by blowing up this barrel to eliminate one dynamite Ganado. There's a ruby in the treasure chest, and several more Ganado will drop down from the spawn point above. Because of this game and its infinite jank, I decided I didn't want to go toe-to-toe with a pitchfork Ganado when there was an extremely high chance I would miss my shots. The rooftop of Hidey House is a great place to deal with Ganado one at a time, while also avoiding throwing weapons from above. But the absolute safest strategy for this area is always going to be to retreat back inside Hidey House. It's comfy in there. When we turn the sluice, more enemies will spawn in, as well as a pesky dynamite ganado at the top of the ledge at the start. You know what this means in our infinite wisdom. Time to go back to Heidi House.
¡Detrás de ti, imbécil!
Now we can use this emblem to open the gate next to the merchant. At the merchant, I sold the green-red-yellow mix, repaired the knife, and upgraded the power on the Silver Ghost to level 3.
Crossing your T's, dotting your I's, that's the way to be. A well-tuned weapon can make up for a lack of skill, Fred. See how that feels, mate. A fella like yourself should notice the difference right away. Well, don't get yourself killed now.
There were 2 items I missed earlier, the small key and a first aid spray in the Heidi house. Once we have the small key, we can open the drawer to get the elegant mask. This area has multiple enemies we can stealth kill, but they're all in close proximity to each other, so running up to stab them will aggro them. Roll up on them quietly. Take note of the bear traps here too. Dead enemies falling into bear traps can trigger them too, just like this one just did, so be mindful. There's a sapphire in the chest here. Some Ganado are a little smarter than to fall into their own traps. I think the trick is to either get them to run at you, or to whiff an attack with a bear trap in their path. There's 2 treasures here, a lantern with a sapphire, and at the well here, we need to shoot the wood plank to close it before shooting down the pearl pendant. Also, bear traps do no damage to you, but Leon also doesn't have any invincibility frames, so he can get stun-locked and comboed to death by enemies. The racket we just caused has aggroed a nearby Dr. Salvador and 2 additional Ganados, so now we have to eliminate them. Meleeing a Salvador out of a bear trap does almost nothing to him, so we need to use the opportunity to shoot them with preferably shotgun shells. You do have an opportunity to knife QTE a Salvador when it is caught in a bear trap though, so take note of that. I mostly wanted to use that mine on Salvador, but it's okay if one of the 2 Ganados blows themselves up. Yeah, this guy is trying to throw axes at me. If a Ganado throws ranged weapons, it will throw infinite projectiles, so do not fuck around with them. Shut that shit the fuck down immediately. With all these bear traps around, we can just keep shanking Salvador until he dies. Don't go into the door under the stairs. There's a Ganado in there trying to take a shit. We end up fighting him when he's mutated anyway.
Not too shabby. Someone has shown up their neighbors.
The ruby in the drawer counts towards the merchant's map. There's also a hand grenade on the bookcase. The code to the lock here is crop, pig, baby. This gives us the crystal marble. There's also a small key in the corner, and a brown chicken egg in the oven. After getting the crystal ball, the Ganado that was pooping in the bathroom comes out with a broken neck. We need Ashley to help us reach this ladder later.
blood.
Bruce to Condor 1. I've got that intel you requested on Louis Serra. It seems he used to be a researcher for Umbrella.
Umbrella? I should have left him in that bag to rot.
I'm sending you the details. Take a look, but Baby Eagle is your priority.
Copy that. Making my way to the church. Condor 1, out.
Make sure that you don't forget the small key on the way out. It will be used in the church to get a yellow diamond later. We're backtracking for a brief moment to a shed near where we picked up the pearl pendant a moment ago. There is a clockwork Castellan in there, as well as some items. I got distracted by the Salvador encounter earlier, and didn't stop to show where it was. Also in this bird's nest above the house, there is an item. I got some gunpowder from it.
You too, huh? Take care of yourself, buddy.
Unlike in my no-damage playthrough of the original game, I rescued the dog this time, because Huey deserved better. Once we get back into the main village area, run into the house on the right, or take the tunnel under the village. There are 3 colmijos here, and we don't want to engage with them because it's a waste of ammo and they'll despawn later anyway. By taking the tunnel under the village like I did here, you can completely avoid fighting the 2 ganados outside of the insignia door. But I stabbed this one anyway, because it was free loot. From now, I will begin picking up and hoarding vipers, as you need 3 for a bounty. Also, they sell pretty nicely. There's one more treasure above this table. 1 first aid spray in the case on the table, and shotgun shells in the drawer.
Got some new wares, stranger. You're ready for a treat. Welcome. I got something new for you.
Gonna sell any maxed out treasures and maxed out heals that I have.
Valuables won't do you much good in the grave. I knew you were a go-getter.
Then repair the knife.
That's good work, if I do say so myself.
And upgrade the power on the shotgun.
Your weapons are in good hands, mate. We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend.
In this chapter, there is a discount on the bolt thrower. The bolt thrower will come in handy in a few places, so it's absolutely worth grabbing for 8,000 pesetas this chapter.
Church. I made it.
We can rush this first ganado. Grave digging is a capital crime here in rural Spain and must be punished accordingly. Next, to fulfill another quick bounty, we must destroy the 2 V symbols on this twin headstone. After that, we're going to sneak into this house to IK this ganado. As he is not in a position where his back would be facing us if we ran at him, running would cause him to aggro. So in order to get the IK, we need to sneak up on him instead. Like in the original game, there's an item in a bird's nest up here. I got rifle ammo here.
Damn it. Condor 1 to roost. The church is sealed up.
And Baby Eagle?
Negative. Nothing yet. But they sure do have this place locked up tight.
I see. I can think of one reason they'd want to do so.
Oh, she's here. That's for sure. I'll find a way in. Condor 1, out.
In the back here, there is a treasure, an elegant headdress. It sells for 7,000 pesetas, so maybe it's better to wait until Chapter 5 to pick it up. But one can still use it to purchase upgrades. As I mentioned before, there is a yellow diamond in here, which can be combined with the elegant mask. This Molotov thrower can be disabled quickly by shooting his Molotov. Afterwards, I like to run in and grab the Viper in the crate here, then turn around and shoot the barrel, killing 2 at once. However, once I blew up the barrel, I made a bad decision. I went outside to the left and cornered myself instead of going to the right, which I could have guaranteed room to space enemies out and engage them one at a time. If you're in a crowd of enemies, always go for the head and go for the melees. Parrying must always be a last resort. Don't try to swag on enemies by using it. Trust me, it's absolutely not a mechanic that you should trust to get you out of trouble. I happen to nail one here, but I do not recommend relying on it whatsoever. I got extremely lucky with the way I handled this encounter. Once we climb up the ladder, a female Molotov thrower will spawn in behind us. Molotov throwers will eventually burn to death or be severely injured if they stay in their fire for too long. So if you want to take them out conservatively, just keep shooting the Molotov out of their hands before they throw it, and let them burn to death. There is a treasure that you can shoot down here, but you cannot acquire it until Chapter 4. When you drop down at this ladder here, it will spawn in 2 more ganado further down. We're going to run back, lure them to the barrel, and shoot it to kill them both at once. One more enemy spawns in behind. We'll use the dynamite trap we just disabled to kill him.
Good luck finding someone big enough to use this.
There's a fuckload of crows over here. They can all be killed if you toss a flashbang.
There you go.
However, there are two comishos here as well, which should also be killed with a rifle. If a rifle shot doesn't kill them, and it might not, because their kill triggers are kind of finicky, you may need to follow up with a handgun bullet. There's a ruby in the lantern here, and another pendant to shoot for the next pendant shooting bounty. In this chest here is a hexagon piece for a puzzle we need to solve later for more treasure.
Took care of her request. Good stuff, stranger. Well then, what can I do you for?
For this merchant here, we can sell the completed elegant mask, as well as the second viper we picked up.
No difference.
I used the money I got from those to upgrade my shotgun to level 4 power.
A well-tuned weapon, good as new. There you are, as you wish. Pleasant travels.
Now it's time to break the game a little bit. We're going to the shooting range to S-rank some courses and get some coins, which we can then spend on charms.
Welcome, stranger. I believe this is your first time having a gun. 3, 2, 1, begin!
The shooting range is where Resident Evil 4 Remake's poor design with hit detection on guns really shines. Often, if you try to shoot skull emblems, even if your crosshair is completely covering them, your gun will miss. Couple that with the fact that you're forced to lead your shots due to bullet travel time, meaning that moving your crosshair will ensure that your crosshair never closes fast enough. You have a recipe for your shot accuracy being completely luck reliant.
Let the bonus time begin!
The skull on that last bird right there is precisely what I'm talking about. Even if I shot that second to last skull emblem way earlier and premeditated a focus shot trajectory for the last bird, Leon's wobbly ass aiming sway would have still caused that shot to be complete luck. It's absolutely despicable and spiteful design to have two compounding luck checks that the player has to pass before the actual skill element of aiming comes into play. I don't know what the dev team was smoking to force two luck checks like that on handguns. It was perfectly fine to have only an aiming laser with weapon sway in the original game, as that alone served as a decently fine aiming skill check. So why force the player to buy a laser to turn your aim from a luck check to a skill check? That doesn't add any kind of tension to the gameplay whatsoever. It just punishes the player for no reason and makes the game frustrating. I personally would rather have my failures be my fault. Wouldn't you?
Reload!
Anyway, there wasn't anything to really commentate on the handgun stage, or this rifle stage for that matter, as you are just using one gun for both of these stages. Aside from that singular bird shot that was complete luck to hit, that handgun stage was really easy, and there's no weapon switching or shot setups that need to be described to get S ranks. It's literally point and shoot. I just wanted to use this opportunity to rant. I'll tell you what though, those luck checks probably make it nearly impossible to aim on controller. I feel sorry for you guys, but I'm not going to put myself through any more frustration with this game's bad design choices to make a video where I use a controller instead. Not happening. Go watch somebody else. There's no mechanical differences between PC and console that have PC to have any advantages over console anyway, besides mouse aim.
Do come again, stranger.
Hello, stranger.
Right, so Course 1C will have us doing pistol and rifle swapping. Here's where the strategy element comes into play.
3, 2, 1.
The first barrel pirate is hiding a skull. 2 handgun shots will take out the barrel. Next, we have 2 moving targets and then 3 stationary targets, which can be taken out very quickly. Use the rifle to shoot the skull emblem on the red pirate behind these sailors. Next, leverage the rifle's piercing power to quickly get rid of these targets. Be mindful of the sailor in the back row on the right though. Use piercing to eliminate all the targets in the back. Just open your third eye and learn to shoot where the targets will intersect. When these 4 red pirates and 1 moving blue pirate pop up, we want to switch to the handgun, as piercing will hit the sailors and decrease our score. Don't worry, you have plenty of time to land your shots.
Let the bonus time begin.
None of the targets during the bonus stage will disappear quickly enough for you to not hit all the skulls, so you have plenty of time to shoot them all. For every course where you shoot every skull, you get 2 gold tokens, and anywhere between 3 to 5 silver tokens. Now I'm going to teach you how the rolls work for the gacha machine. Only the quantity of the coin types you put in matters, not the order you put them in. So if you put silver, gold, silver in, you get the same as if you put in silver, silver, gold, or gold, silver, silver. Make sense? Okay, so with that in mind, there's only 4 permutations of coins that matter. Silver, 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 gold, silver, gold, gold, and gold, gold, gold. With any of those 4 permutations, there is a set list of charms that will come out of each permutation. These lists are seeded each time you start a new game from the game's main menu. The seed is saved along with your save file, so if you load your game from a save file, you can find out in advance which charms will come out of each permutation. I had a total of 15 silver coins and 6 gold coins after my little shooting range rampage. With this many coins, I could do silver, silver, gold 6 times, and I would always get the same set of charms every time I reloaded that save. So, I was able to learn in advance that if I punch in silver, silver, gold on this seed 6 times, I will always get the following 5 charms: Zealot with shield, Leon with handgun, Chicken, Cute bear, and Leon with rocket launcher. This is an incredibly formidable set as is. If I punch in silver, silver, gold a 6th time, I would get merchant, but that would cost me all of my gold coins to do. I found, however, that when checking silver, 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 which I could do a maximum of 5 times if I spent no other coins, that I would get merchant on the first roll. There was absolutely nothing of value that came out when I punched in silver, gold, gold the max number of times I could do it, which was 6, so I completely disregarded it. I could roll gold, gold, gold a maximum of 2 times, and my first gold, gold, gold roll would get me a rhinoceros beetle. Because I would be selling a lot of healing items on account of this being a no damage run, this doubles the amount I get back from every recovery item. If I sold every green, red, yellow mix I wouldn't be using, I would get 20,000 pesetas a pop. I know you're probably not going to get this charm in your playthrough. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten it to keep it more fair for the rest of you, but in the S Plus run, I will ban my use of charms. Because this is my first no damage run though, and because I wanted to have fun, I went by my old motto: if the game cheeses you, you cheese it right the fuck back. So highlighted in green is what I would be able to purchase overall. Zealot with shield and Leon with handgun for 2 rolls of silver, silver, gold. Merchant, Don Pedro, and Dr. Salvador for 3 rolls of silver, silver, silver. And Rhinoceros Beetle for 1 roll of gold, gold, gold. I would save the rest of my coins for the ones highlighted in yellow for later.
Man needs a break every once in a while, am I right? Step right up.
Gun. Rhymes with fun for a welcome. What can I interest you in? Hard time.
Next up, we have to go through the fish farm to get fuel for the boat.
Shit. God damn it.
Once we crash down here, we need to rush over to the fence on the other side of the ramp where this hammer brute comes down from. As long as he is in alert level 0, he has a roughly 90-degree field of vision, and you have a little bit of extra time to backstab him before he is fully aggroed. Next, we're going to wait for this female Ganado to come within range and backstab her as well.
¿Dónde estás?
There's one crossbow Ganado on the catwalks over yonder beyond this shack. Once we pop his head though, we will end up fighting all these other Ganados here. Remember, when you hear a bone crunch on melee, the Ganado is dead. You may have to do a follow-up stab in order to prevent a plaga, but the Ganado is dead. I like hanging around corners like over here, because with the shoddy movement, it's very easy to not have enough startup to get out of the way when an enemy's attack frames start. Fortunately, corners buy us a little bit of time by juking the enemy's hurt boxes. There's 5 more medals here for Destroy the Blue Medallions Part 2. Keep an eye out for them. They should show up on your map. This lantern up here has an antique pipe. There's also a lot of vipers and black bass swimming around here. These sell for a lot at the merchant. For the ground stabs to prevent plaga, be very careful, as the ground stabs essentially function with the same awkward hit detection as grabs, so you need to position yourself almost perfectly for the ground stab to come out. Bright side, you have full iframes while you do it, at least as far as I know.
¡Vamos a romper en pedazos! ¡Coño!
It's always a good idea to cross under these tripwires because annoyingly enough, without the Striker Charm, which increases Leon's movement by 8%, similarly to how he runs in the game's intro segment, enemies can just sprint at you faster than Leon's maximum run speed. So it means that unless you are already running, dodging enemies is nigh impossible in this game. This design philosophy might be to encourage players to play more aggressively, but it feels very restrictive at times.
Out of the way.
In order to get into this area, we must disarm this trap. However, you can shoot it to kill an enemy or two whenever more spawn in once we take the fuel. The second hexagon piece is in this chest here. We need a total of 3 for the hexagon puzzle outside of the fish farm. There's a small key in this drawer here. We're going to save it for a specific drawer in Chapter 4.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure what the exact trigger is for these enemies. They usually appear for me after I climb this ladder, but there's a lot of them. Unless you need to destroy any more metals, there's probably nothing else you need to do besides get the hell out. I still kill these guys anyway.
¡Ahí está!
If you're going to kill these guys, the safest way to do so is by knocking them off the top of this ladder, as it is the only way any of them are going to reach you up here. But I had an extra barrel to burn. Not the safest idea, but I wanted to go for ammo efficiency. And this is what happens when you're impatient. You open yourself up to bad things. In this case, I got too lucky dancing in between this guy and his friend's crossbow bolts.
Sorry, must have slipped.
There's a bird's nest with some goodies in here. Definitely want to shoot that down. At this point, I'm just picking up items that I missed, so I will fast forward the video for your convenience. Watch out for medallion number 4 over here. If your inventory is full when going around collecting items in a place that is 100% safe, go ahead and send your shotgun back to the typewriter. You can collect it later. The last medallion for this set is under the dock.
That's all of them.
That's right. One more yellow here. We're about to get a cool 20k from it if we sell it with the rhinoceros beetle charm equipped. There's also a kitchen knife in the drawer here, which we can use for crafting later. Before we get on the boat, we've got to sell all these snakes. TSA is not going to allow Leon to get on the boat if we're carrying this many snakes.
So that's a request done and dusted. Well done! You've proven yourself reliable.
First, I'm going to equip the Rhinoceros Beetle, Leon with Handgun Charm, and the Merchant Charm. Leon with Handgun is 30% off of knife repairs, and Merchant is 5% off of weapon upgrades.
I'll buy almost anything.
Rhinoceros Beetle also applies to snakes, fish, and chicken eggs, on top of herbs and first aid sprays.
Perfect. You're a real professional. Good stuff, stranger. Will that be all, then?
I can't recommend the laser sight enough. It's going to put in some serious work for the rest of the game, especially as you upgrade the handgun's power as you go along.
Of course. Don't get yourself killed now.
Just putting my knife and rifle back in my inventory. That primal knife I have is a New Game Plus item that you get for breaking all 16 Clockwork Castellans and finishing the game, so I'm not going to use it.
Welcome.
As you can see, because of all the ground stabs, backstabs, and sometimes parrying you will be doing, the price of repairing the knife will compound by a lot. So if you get Leon with Handgun, always use that. I had a choice between upgrading the W870 to maximum or getting a bolt thrower for 8,000. As you can only get the bolt thrower for 8,000 on this chapter only, you should do that and just upgrade the shotgun later. Otherwise, I always recommend getting the shotgun's power to maximum as quickly as you can, regardless of whether or not you get the Rhinoceros Beetle charm.
We've been saving that one for the right customer. Molding a weapon to suit your specific needs. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
I opted to aim for ammo capacity and reload speed upgrades with the remaining money that I had though. Those alone are going to be a huge advantage in the cabin fight in Chapter 5, which is what I wanted to prepare for the most. Again, don't let me getting the Rhinoceros Beetle discourage you from upgrading your shotgun as much as possible for that fight specifically.
To get an idea of your tastes, friend. See how that feels, mate. A fellow like yourself should notice the difference right away. Anything come back, anytime.
If you put away your guns at any point, don't forget to reattach your attachments like your rifle scope and laser sight.
Welcome.
The best decision for early game is to mix as many shotgun shells as possible. Rifle rounds are probably less important, I think.
Suit yourself, stranger.
You have to dodge Stumps and Del Lago as he comes out of the water. He does a lot of squirming around, so shots are easy to miss. If you hold the aim button for longer though, your spears will do more damage, so just focus on hitting your shots, and wait for your aim to charge all the way first. I did no such thing, however, so this fight took absurdly long. I wasn't using the SRT to check HP values yet, so I had no idea what I was doing when I recorded this. By the way, if you hit the yellow spray paint barrels in this fight, you get 1,000 pesetas each time.
Think you can swallow me whole, huh?
When he hasn't come out of the water for a while during his boat drag cycle, get ready to swerve left or right because he's going to do a big jump, but if you time it right, you can hit him in midair. This stump was really close. I think a good general rule is to always try to follow Del Lago in the direction he will pull the rope around the stumps.
I need to do something.
When Del Lago drags the boat to the center like this, these dive sequences start. He restores about 400 health each time he does this.
Where'd you go? Tough son of a bitch.
When he gets to the third post-dive cycle, he starts to get a lot more erratic and starts to jump up and down a bunch. He also does his big jump more often, I think. I don't actually know the fastest, most efficient way to beat Del Lago besides letting the harpoons charge before throwing them, but next time, I'll find a strat to do it much faster and easier.
Sacrificial lamb, you will receive our most sacred body. It begins now. When day breaks, you two will join our covenant to share in my holy blessing forever.
Condor 1 to Roost. Do you read me?
Condor 1? You've been radio silent for 3 hours. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Won't let it happen again.
And the church?
I'm still looking for whatever key I need.
Copy that. I'm glad you're okay. Roost out.
A few items to pick up here. The one thing of note is the static red herb on the left-hand side. That was stunned, by the way. That was also stunned. In general, the best weapon for dealing with Plaga is your shotgun. Shotguns definitely have stronger raw power against enemies in Resident Evil 4 Remake as opposed to sniper rifles. Sniper rifles do have their applications.
Shrine. It's the lake.
Whereas in the original game, you would use the sniper rifle for disposing of Plaga pretty easily. You have to use the shotgun instead, so just get right up in a Plaga's face, blow it away. Got a bounty here for picking up a gold chicken egg. I'm starting this section. Let's go directly to the right. We're going to pick up the Lunker Bass, which is for another bounty. And then going to go back through the cave and circle through, picking up as much treasure as I can. Before we do that, we're going to stop by the merchant over here. Gonna swap my charms here. Put on the merchant, Leon with handgun, and rhinoceros beetle charms.
New wares, stranger. Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, ja? Perfect. You're a real professional. Well, come back anytime.
And that gives us the catch me a big fish bounty right there. You'll probably notice that the video skips around a little bit. That is because my recorder that I use to record the raw footage of this game kind of skips around a little bit occasionally. That happens if I do not format the drive before recording, and I like move other footage off of it without formatting. So I know how to prevent that in the future. So you see like a little jump ahead during like the merchant. Fortunately, it only happens during the merchant interactions there. Won't see it again. So going over here, we're going to use the old Way Shrine key to open this up and get this Splendid Bangle, which is 2 square gems. And here's the Alexandrite that we shot down in Chapter 3. if you remember on that bridge section, before going into the El Gigante arena. Fighting Ganados up there, shot down a lantern. You can only pick that up during chapter 4. Then we just drive the boat through, destroy all these yellow marked barrels to get all these pesetas. And from here, there's a lot of fish that we can kill. Pick up a lot of fish meat. Can't say I've ever really had black bass. More a fan of salmon and tuna, anyhow. Gonna rush up on this guy, stab him before he aggroes. Had to switch back to my regular knife because I forgot that I had the boot knife equipped from previously. I ran out of knife before. We're gonna wait for this guy to move over to the other hand side over there before we rush him, because we don't want him to turn around and aggro onto us while we're trying to stab him. He'll probably end up attacking us if we do, hitting us. If you move over to this tree over here, there is a rhinoceros beetle. I don't know if you can pick that up in chapter 1 or not. Bear traps, they don't do any damage. They sort of make Leon limp a little bit for no reason. Next we're going to jump through this window. I got a velvet blue in that barrel over there, and up there is a clockwork Castellan. Next we're going to go in here, and we'll use the small key that we got a while back to pick up this gold bar. No enemies can follow you into this area. This whole cabin is safe, even when we do spawn enemies later, so just like don't even worry about it. Red gemstone ring right here. So that's 2 treasures on the village treasure map. Next we're going to use the Way Shrine key over here to get this treasure. Pearl bangle. Then there's another door here to the right. Open this with the insignia key. This will take us to the altar from the opening cutscene. Missing hikers and all that.
What the hell is going on here?
Combine that green with the red we picked up at the start of the chapter. Another clockwork Castellan behind the fence over here. You can kind of see it there. There's little boots. I got a spinel in that barrel. I don't remember if that is a static drop or not. And there's another small key that we got up here, which I will be using closer to the end of the chapter. Once we exit this door over here, more enemies will spawn in. I'll completely ignore this Komijo during its Plaga spawn animation. As long as we're up here, we are safe from the Komijos. There's another Ganado out in the distance over there.
Son of a bitch.
Another one over here who did not hear us shoot, but, you know, if you deplete a Ganado's HP down to 0 and the rifle shot doesn't decapitate, even if it does decapitate, you can't really predict which Ganado are going to have Plaga, but you can generally, with repeated attempts of going through an area, you can generally find out which Ganado are more likely to spawn Plaga and which ones are 100% Plaga spawns. So because we're up here, all these Komijos just go back to a neutral position. You know, yeah, you can see Resident Evil 4's fantastic hit detection in action.
All right.
Algorithmically generated world hitboxes. Areas of the map that just randomly block your bullets.
Next.
I believe when they design maps in 3D games like this, these particular invisible walls are just like not fine-tuned. They're just put there. Yeah, as you can see, it's just sometimes invisible walls just jut upwards. Resident Evil 4 definitely does not have a lot of good polish. I tried to see if I could actually hit this guy with a knife because he got trapped in the bear trap, but you can't do melee, you can't do knife if a Komijo gets caught in a bear trap. It's only the Ganado. But fortunately, if you kick a Ganado out of a bear trap, it does prevent them from spawning Plaga as well. So if I actually went for the Komijos first, I probably could have... Yeah, there was a little video skip there. Sorry about that. I also went ahead and sent the shotgun, the rifle, and the knife over to the typewriter so that I could have more room to pick up fish and other items, because the next stop is going to be the merchant anyway. From this point, there's nothing to shoot. Nothing to shoot, nothing to defend myself against. So I can just go to the typewriter and pick all my stuff up. It'll save me a lot of time backtracking. Yeah, my screen is a little brighter than the video. But it doesn't allow me to see things 100% of the time, so decided to back up, move the light on the boat over to where I can see these fish. Collecting all these black bass because they are going to be worth quite a bit of money selling to the merchant. Solution to this puzzle is waves, bow, and the 3 things right there. Just rewind the video if you missed it. We got the blasphemer's head. Here's the here's a hexagon piece over here. Just slash this lantern over here if Leon can properly aim his knife. And that's everything over here. Plus 400 pesetas. There's another pretty big black bass right here. Yeah, for some reason, whenever you let go of the aim button, while you're throwing harpoons, Leon just throws another harpoon. I guess they didn't have like a dedicated animation for Leon to lower the harpoons, so they just made him throw another. There's our gold chicken egg right there. You can use the gold chicken egg against Salazar. Much later on in the game, and it actually does damage to him for some reason. Maybe an Easter egg, I don't know. But we do have to sell one of these chicken eggs in order to be able to get the bounty for the gold chicken egg that we saw earlier. There's Alexandrite in the chest there. And then once we circle around to the front of this boat, I'm going to send this back to storage. We can pick up the Red 9. So the Red 9 is a pretty strong handgun, but given that it falls victim to all of the problems of Resident Evil 4 remakes, hit detection, especially with pistols, I wouldn't recommend using it. There's a lot more fish over here too. That fish to swim over there. Got it. That is precisely enough storage space, returning that laser to the typewriter to be able to pick up that last black bass. Next, we're going to use these hexagon pieces over here. And the solution here is bottom right, twice, bottom left, also twice, and then top. Well, bottom left once, I think. Bottom right twice, bottom left once, top once. Line up bottom right, line up bottom left, line up the top. I'm not going to go up the scaffolding over here to get to the merchant because it's going to be a longer distance. Instead, we're just going to go directly this way. I missed a fish. I missed two fishes. I thought I saw a third fish, but apparently not. Then we're going to use the small key that we got to get the brass pocket watch. And if you look directly above, right where I'm aiming, there is another clockwork postillon.
I have some new goods that might interest you. Welcome. Got some rare things on sale.
So we're going to sell the
stranger.
insignia key and everything that
Ruby's
does
all
not require
rubbish, it makes no
gemstones.
difference.
The rhinoceros
Price,
beetle
well,
does sell
that's our choice to make.
for 20,000 pesetas if you have the rhinoceros beetle charm. So the rhinoceros beetle actually does increase your max HP. So it does class as a healing item. Same with the chicken egg, ground chicken egg. Those are also classed as healing items. After selling all that, we're now over 100k pesetas.
Why not try your hand? We've been saving that one for a decent size. But size ain't everything, am I right?
Now we have a larger case, which I actually could have gotten earlier. I probably should have.
What's that? How have we procured these curiosities? You don't want to know, mate.
Debating if there's anything that I should be getting here.
You
I
can't
ended up
go wrong with that.
with the black
Well, let
attaché
me all
case
come back
so that I could get more
anytime.
large resource drops. Large resources are more plentiful than small resources for some reason. Definitely makes it a lot harder to get shotgun shells.
Your weapons are in good hands, mate. I'll see you right. Crossing your T's, dotting your I's, that's the way to be.
Decided to max out the
We're
shotgun
starting
here.
to get an idea of your tastes, friend.
As far as early ammo economy goes.
Got a pleasant...
Oh, I didn't even sell the gold chicken egg yet. Huh. Decided to sell these,
Travels. Welcome.
the emerald and the alexandrite, along with the,
Come back.
splendid bangle. And I had a lot of rubies here, which are basically just
Welcome.
junk at this point.
Stranger. Ooh, I'll pay a pretty penny for that. Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference between life and death.
Early on, I thought that maxing out the knife durability would be the most important thing, but I actually think that maxing out the power on your
Craftsmanship demands no less.
on the shotgun and handgun, possibly the rifle, is the best thing to do. But I just try to max out the
This kind of work is about
shotgun as high as I can go.
Stranger. Little bit goes a long way.
The shotgun is going to end up being the best weapon for the cabin in Chapter 6.
Try that on for size. Wield him. What can I do you for?
There you go, Pascarcy, you did
This
it.
is what I'm talking about. Fine work. A well-tuned weapon can make up for a lack of skill, friend.
I would say that upgrading the reload on the shotgun is also a very good idea.
See how that feels, mate. A fellow like yourself should notice the difference right away. Nice work. Got a selection of good things on... Oh,
Little video
my
skip
back
there
is
too.
killing me. Years haven't been kind to me. A pleasant travel.
Sell this yellow herb mix over here as well. Even if you don't get the rhinoceros beetle charm, you definitely want to try to dump as much as you can into the shotgun and the handgun. I would say that's
if you want a
where
fighting
the
chance out there, you best tune
ammo
up your
economy
kit.
is. Because the cabin is absolutely a choke
are
point and a
you?
no damage run.
Our craftsmanship demands no less.
Any remainders?
Your weapons
I just
are
dump
in
into
good
ammo
hands,
capacity and
mate.
reload speed
I'll see
for
you right. Will that be all?
other
then?
guns.
Don't get yourself.
I re-equip all of my parts for the guns.
Killed now.
Get our charms back for crafting ammo. The attaché case black. So because we got that, we got one of the charms, it gives us a crafting bonus on the shotgun shells. I'd actually recommend getting the shotgun shells at this point, less the attachable mines. The attachable mines do come in handy, but not in the place that I thought they were going to come in handy right now. Get the shotgun shells instead. Next, we're going to swing over to this area over here. And once we get off the boat here, we're going to rush an enemy that's coming around the corner, and we can just stab him from the front. Even though he just, like, kind of aggroed. You do have a little bit of a window to IK an enemy with a knife kill drop, with a knife QTE. If you run at it from exactly the right angle. So next, we're going to go around here and pop that. We got that laser.
Damn.
After decapitating this guy, he usually likes to spawn a plaga. So in this particular case, here's what I like to do. Because Plaga Ganados generally don't run very fast, you can actually get away with luring them over to the boat. And when you do, you can use a harpoon to kill them instead. Because harpoons do a lot of damage to Ganado. The thing is, like, if you get in the boat, though, then they try to return to their original positions. So, there we go. Start the boat. Leon does his thing, starts the boat, and easy. Good way to save ammo.
¿Dónde estás?
Oh, that was close. Almost absolutely took damage there. But I tried to use a healing item there just to demonstrate that I didn't actually take any damage there. It is possible for you to take damage if you stay in the fire long enough to take a tick of damage. But otherwise, you don't take any damage from fire. It's only if you stay in there for too long. Yeah, this is where the game's movement absolutely tries to fuck you. Because I'm trying to move away, and Leon just keeps turning forward towards the enemy, sometimes even moves a step towards the enemy. Yeah, because this guy keeps throwing, Molotovs at us. Not really much we can do except get in the boat. Fortunately, we are invincible when we're in the boat. Next, I like to spawn these guys, and then I like to run over here and unlock this gate and go back to the boat, because these guys all spawn in and they are at a fixed position. But this guy, you know, the Molotov guy from earlier, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of him, let him burn to death. Even if he spawns a plaga, it's no big deal. But of course the ideal is that he burns to death. He will not spawn a plaga if he burns to death. Next we're going to move the boat over here. And if you throw it exactly right, then you can actually blow up that Ganado. It is kind of annoying that you can't knock axes out of a Ganado's hand with a harpoon. If you try to like harpoon that Ganado's head, then the axe just deflects it because somehow physics and whatnot, whatever. If you try to play a video game realistically, you're gonna get screwed. So never play a video game like the physics are meant to be realistic. All you can do is play with the rules given to you by the game, for better or worse. Trying to throw a harpoon through here. If I am lucky, I would be able to hit these guys through there, but gotta look for an angle. That's where they spawn these guys in. I was absolutely going to be able to hit that Ganado that way, so I just kept throwing harpoons until I happened to hit that Ganado at the right part of his idle animation cycle. He didn't burn to death. That's actually a different Ganado, because he's got an axe. But there were two Ganado there, and his friend got set on fire. The first Ganado definitely died from his own fire because we depleted his HP and got him to drop his Molotov. And when he does that, he's going to burn to death. But his friend behind him also suffered some damage, so he would end up dying. Yeah, I tried to shoot that lantern on top of that Ganado right there. Not so lucky. There's a lantern directly above. Once we climb this ladder over here, a couple more Ganados are going to spawn. I'd actually made a mistake going this direction. I was meant to climb up the other ladder so that I could stealth kill the guy that spawns in directly up there, because whenever he spawns in, he's facing the other direction. So I just expended shotgun shells to get out of there. Just harpoon these guys the rest of the way. These guys spawn a lot of plaga. It's a good thing we have infinite harpoons. And a special agent who can throw them as good as a football player, but can't aim a gun worth crap. There was a velvet blue in the lantern there, but that still counts towards the village treasure map. Run over here, and if done correctly, that's what I intended to do from the start. Again, Leon's gonna go through a little bit of a burn animation. He does have a scar there, but you know, just to demonstrate, even though he's got like the burn decals on his skin, which disappear very quickly anyway, they don't do any damage unless he stays in the fire long enough for the damage to tick. After we punch in the solution there, we're going to drop down this way. We already got everything that there is to get. So the safest thing to do is to just kind of chill out over here. Let this guy burn to death. As soon as the fire goes away, we're going to see one more dude right here. I wasn't able to hit that melee because Leon runs slower than molasses. I feel like a lot of this game's movement issues would have been solved immediately if they didn't make Leon just like jog at a snail's pace and instead made him run at the same speed that he ran in the intro of the game leading up to that first cabin. Doing a little bit of a video speed up here so that we can go to the fish farm. There's no enemies in the fish farm, but every chapter the fish respawn at the fish farm as well as some snakes. So you can use this opportunity to get some black bass, get some vipers. Get a little bit of money. There's another treasure there that I think it was a bird's nest, actually. No, it was a bird's nest. Equipping our charms that we equip before we go to the merchant.
Gun rhymes with welcome. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. I'll buy almost anything.
Don Pedro is kind of useless because we're not eating vipers. Oh yeah, there was a yellow herb that we got in that other area.
Thank you.
Now I'm up another 50k. After all that, you'd probably be up about 30k.
An idea of your tastes, friend. See how that feels, mate. A fellow like yourself should notice the difference right away. We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. Crossing your T's, dotting your I's, that's the way to be. Well, don't get yourself killed now.
It should also be noted that picking up the rocket launcher for El Gigante is not worth it. At least in this first fight, because it is possible to force El Gigante to pick up a bunch of things and throw them. He doesn't really have a whole lot of HP this fight. I had to get back in the boat because I forgot to get the insignia that is needed to open the church. Bit of a past Carsey moment here.
Same mark from the church. Is this the key? Condor 1 to Roost. I found the key to the church.
Copy that. Now go get Baby Eagle.
Right. No time to chat. I'm going in. Condor 1 out.
Like I said, I missed a fish earlier. Make sure to shoot that Castellan if you haven't yet.
Oh. Breaks over us. Welcome. Well then, what can I do you for? Your valuables won't. A deal well struck. Might want to take care of any leftover errands before going this way.
Next, El Gigante. We'll use the old way shrink here. Get this butterfly lamp. Can go back and sell it if you want.
Shit.
Gloria a las plagas.
Jesus Christ! Whoa! God damn, you're a big boy.
At the start of this fight, we're going to use 2 shotgun shells, and then we're going to pull out our rifle immediately to start shooting the parasite that pops out. They made the parasite wiggle way too fast. Then we're going to go all the way back here and just bait out his charge.
Hey, it's that dog.
He said the thing. Anyway, next up, we're going to go into this house over here, and that's going to force El Gigante to tear the roof off. We're going to get behind him, and then he's going to throw it. We're going to turn around. Shooting him in the head again is going to spawn the Klaga. And once he starts thrashing around, you have to start running away immediately, because there is no way that you can avoid that. Like, literally no way. They made half of El Gigante's attacks just completely unavoidable, unfortunately. I have no idea what he was doing over there. And one more rifle round, and then we're going to knife attack. As many times as we can. Once we do that, this cutscene will initiate.
You want to help? Because I can use it.
Man's best friend.
That's what I'm talking about.
So once that happens, the dog pisses off El Gigante. El Gigante rams into the wall. We get a few free hits off. That should be enough to finish him off. If not, one more rifle round. I had already wound down his HP, so at that point, it was a matter of just initiating the kill trigger, because for some reason you can only initiate his kill trigger on certain frames.
That was almost a pancake. Okay, let's get to that church. Thanks, bud.
That is what we call a friend. But yeah, the main reason why I wanted to mix up as many attachable mines as I did was so that I could experiment with just spawn killing enemies by planting mines in advance of where they would spawn in. I didn't actually do any routing before I started this playthrough, so I just kind of routed as I went along. There's one more Comijo up here. A rifle bullet and a few handgun shots. Took him down for me.
Ashley Graham! I'm here to help!
Get some free bolts on the pew over there. There's some submachine gun bullets right there too, which I mostly just hoarded for experimentation's sake. So if I got to a certain segment, I could just load up a save and like see if a submachine gun ever actually turns out to be useful. Spoiler alert, it didn't. I would say that submachine guns are like the weakest class of weapons in Resident Evil 4 Remake. Specifically because of how the hit detection works, and you know, the bloom is just ridiculous, and even with the stock, you can't fix it. So just don't even bother with submachine guns. Not even to just like mag dump it to an enemy. So yeah, just turn the dials and try to line up the stained glass with the tentacles on the plaga in the center. Is the easiest way to solve this puzzle. It pretty much solves itself.
Ashley, you in there? Ashley. Ashley Graham, are you in here?
Just let me go.
Listen. Easy with that. My name's Leon. I'm here in the president's orders, and that went well. Hey, it's dangerous outside. You need to listen to me.
What is that? Over there?
Pursue them. The lost lambs are escaping.
Perseguirles.
Deliver unto them salvation.
What do we do?
Your father trusts me. And I need you to trust me too. And do exactly as I say. I'm gonna get you home safe.
Okay. Okay, Leon.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Before we leave the church, there is a treasure in a lantern in the room where Ashley was being held. It's best to knock it down with a knife. If you use a gun, then the ganado downstairs will hear you.
Seriously? Just bought this.
Get the ladder.
Me? Okay. What do we do? There's no way out. No way.
It's okay, I've got you. Hey, trust me.
Thanks.
Flash grenade here.
Roost, I've secured Baby Eagle.
Copy that. Is she okay?
Affirmative.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP. I'm sending you the coordinates for the extraction point. Make your way there, and don't let anything happen to Baby Eagle.
Copy that.
Hurry. The weather is getting worse. Roost out.
One female ganado comes from the left. We're going to stab her in the neck. Then we're going to go back here and hide for a second. Two more ganado are going to come through the gate. So unlike in the original game, you can't have Ashley just stay somewhere, not unless there is a prompt for her to hide. You can tell her to stay close or stay far away. I'm sure you can imagine there is no situation in which you'd want her to be further away. I'm just going to crouch here, wait for this guy to turn away. The guy on the far left right over there. He can't see us for some reason. We got to watch out for this Hector Salamanca looking guy over here. Then we'll take a wide angle so they can't hear us. Now we're done with that. We got to pull out the shotgun because there's one more enemy that we cannot sneak by.
Come in, get behind me.
Oh god! What is wrong with these people?
My recommendation is to actually shoot that guy in the legs.
I have something I think you welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger. Next time, buy.
I almost forgot to equip the charms that I like to equip whenever I go to the merchant.
Anything.
I have a red, a blue, and a yellow.
Suit is welcome.
I can put in that butterfly lamp.
I'll buy almost anything. A deal well struck.
And repair the knife.
That's good work, if I do say so myself.
Gonna be stealth killing a lot of things this chapter.
Try that on for size.
Bit of extra durability won't hurt either. I expected I would be using parry more this run.
We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend.
Parry in general is a very, very, very bad mechanic to try and lean on to avoid damage.
See how that feels, mate. Don't get yourself killed now.
Unfortunately, the developers
Can we take a break?
absolutely insist
We need to keep moving.
that you must use parry.
Got it.
And half the time it doesn't even work. Right, so once we get out the door here, we're going to head to the right so that a Ganado on the left will not see us. Then after we jump down into this well over here, we'll rush up and then we will stab this guy in the neck. He aggroed a little early. He wasn't actually supposed to do that. Normally he's got his back turned towards me, but, you know, there's no consistency in this game. Enemies just do whatever the hell they want. Next, gonna go into this house, jump up over here because I didn't see the female Ganado make her way towards me. So the way that I stabbed her, she didn't drop her Molotov on the ground, which was nice. Next, we're gonna hop this fence and we are going to crouch. And we're going to wait for this guy to come back. He's going to take forever to do so. And once he turns around, we can rush him. The goal is to backstab the brute. But we're not going to rush up and backstab him quite so soon, obviously, because otherwise we'll get aggroed, and we won't be able to backstab him. And then we'll have to take 1,000,000 bullets to kill him. This female Ganado can't see us over here for some reason. Got rid of her. I'm not going to hoist Ashley up there yet. Gonna clear this area first. Just like that. We got his goodies.
Ashley!
I'm not counting damage against Ashley, by the way. If a shotgun blast doesn't kill a Plaga,
anytime,
then follow up with a handgun shot. Heard the door open to the right.
Sorry, must have slipped.
That was actually the Ganado that was across the windowsill over here. He heard the fighting. And we're gonna sneak up here, nice and easy. Stay under the banister here. I'm just gonna check and see what this guy does, because they have really random movements. And unfortunately for me, this guy decided to come down the stairs. Although I don't actually know if that was like exactly part of his route.
Out of the way.
But this is mostly what we need the durability for, is for ground stabs to prevent Plaga. We're okay to stay up here. That's just a torch. So he's not going to throw that at us. Couldn't rush up to that guy and use the shotgun, so I used the rifle instead.
I'm definitely gonna catch a cold.
So now that we've cleared everything down, by the way, this this part of the roof turns into a ramp. Because in the first village fight, Dr. Salvador is supposed to have cut it down. Can we use the small key to get the vintage compass?
Come on.
Okay.
Then I'm going to hoist Ashley up across this yellow paint over here.
Okay.
And the chest is an elegant bangle.
Good work.
Now we're going to go over to Mendez's house to fulfill the Savage Mutt bounty and also collect some treasure, because you'll probably remember there was a ladder in Mendez's attic, or Mendez's bedroom, that leads to the attic.
I just want to go home.
Come on.
Got it. What is this place?
I got rifle ammo from this box. Tried to see if I couldn't open that cabinet. This was my second playthrough of the game, just bear that in mind. And we get the antique camera from there, and there's a clockwork Castellan right there. Make a save over here. Did this so that I could figure out the best strat for the mutt. And that involved using the bolt thrower. So here's the strat that I found for the Savage Mutt.
Don't leave me.
Easiest thing to do is to equip explosive bolts. And once you go to the bottom of that hill, you'll trigger his appearance. I put an arrow over there at the top of those rocks, and I put an arrow over here at the bottom of the rocks.
Hi there.
After the Plaga erupts, wait for him to start barking, and then when he starts barking, that's when he's vulnerable. And it should take about 5 sniper rifle rounds at the current power that I have it set to blow it up.
Target
and basically, if you miss shots, every time he goes into one of the explosive bolts, it'll stun him long enough for you to get a couple of free hits on him. So you can see, I just got him on lockdown. That was pretty much it. Because it's like he'll rush, he'll attack, he'll run away. He'll rush, he'll attack, he'll run away.
Nice work. Got
Take advantage of that rush cycle.
Things on sale, stranger.
And we got 8 spinels for it.
Thank you. God, don't get.
Can also attach the two of the sapphires that I have
yourself welcome
to the elegant bangle here. Sell that for
a deal.
A bit of extra scratch.
Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference between life and death. Come back anytime.
Just double checking to make sure that I had the correct charms.
What can I interest you in?
Which I did.
Thank you.
And from here, I upgraded.
A well-tuned weapon can make up for a lack of skill, friend.
I was debating if I wanted to upgrade the power on the SG-09 or the bolt-action rifle.
Dazzled,
I opted for the bolt-action rifle because
Good luck
sometimes
to you,
decapitations
stranger.
just don't proc correctly. So gotta get as much power as we can out of each sniper rifle shot.
Try that on for size. Wield it. What can I... Don't get yourself killed now.
Making sure all of our guns are reloaded. Then we can proceed into the farm area, which is a really messy section all on its own. And if you saw part 1 of the So I Tried to No Damage Resident Evil 4 Remake video, you will understand why.
Hey, wait, Leon!
Gotta be quiet on the way up so that nothing can hear us.
Podéis correr, pero no os podéis esconder.
Yeah, for some reason, these guys keep saying you can run but you can't hide over and over again. I guess that's this whole scenario, is we're just like under pursuit for some reason. Just got Ashley. If you didn't aggro any of the enemies leading into this room, then you can wait for this guy to turn his back, backstab him. If you stay far enough away, that guy won't see us. Backstab him, get him out of the way. And what I did this time is I rushed, that guy turns to the left, and then I backstab him. And then I climb this ladder immediately. Because the second we enter this room, no matter what happens, the brute will aggro onto us. And I gotta wait for that guy over there to turn around and go away. Then we can rush him. The reason I did this the way that I did this is because if I sort of half aggro the brute to like his second level of awareness, then he'll start looking for me. He's in like his searching phase. So he's gone upstairs. I aimed down with the sniper rifle to check and make sure that he wasn't looking, or that he wasn't like just chilling at the bottom of the ladder, because he'll do that sometimes. There's not really much you can do about it. Looking over here to check and see where he was. Decided to run up here a little bit because he could hear us. The idea is to get him to come up. But of course Ashley is just going to sandbag us every step of the way because we can't get her to hide anywhere. And if done correctly, he will be big chillin' upstairs. Exactly where we want him. Just had to check, make sure that he was there, and there he is. So we can continue to be stealthy for a little while longer. But the recommendation is not to drop down here. Absolutely do not. I was checking to see if I actually could get away with that, but I was too close. The brute can't hear us from here. As long as the brute can't hear us, we're good. Gotta stay stealthy. This guy over here is to the right. He'll have his back turned. By the way, I highly do not recommend doing what I am doing right now. I would just say like avoid the brute. Just go talk to the merchant, do whatever you gotta do, and then just proceed with the rest. Just like don't even bother doing what I'm doing. I just looked for hours for a way to manipulate this guy so that I could backstab him. And this is the only way that I could find. And there we go. It's done. I'm sure you can imagine I was laughing like a maniac when I finished, when I was able to nail a backstab on him. I decided to go ahead and backstab this guy as well for posterity. Watch out for these pigs, by the way. If you get up to the heads of one of these pigs, then they will charge you, and they will cause damage to you. And there, that's it. Simple. They're all dead. But yeah, stay away from farm animals. They will fuck you up. You think I'm kidding? As a person who really enjoys stealth games, I did the absolute best that I could to try and stealth through every area that I can. Just simply because it would be the easiest way to avoid damage, obviously. Just backstab everything, if you can. Why not?
Welcome. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. A deal well struck.
Especially with as janky as the actual combat mechanics in this game are.
Might want to take care of it. Any leftover. Welcome. Ooh, what you buy? Easy work.
Check and see if there's anything else I can get away with here. And there is not.
Come back anytime.
Off screen, I did change some hotkeys around. Let it be known.
Over here!
You. Hey, listen, about earlier.
Yeah, about that.
Hey, I see you found your missing señorita.
Señorita has a name and it's Ashley. You are?
Name's Luis. Encantado.
Great. We all have names. Now then. Who are you? And what are you doing here?
Very good questions, unfortunately.
Hide, now.
In that case, here, help me.
Ashley, quick! Over here.
Go. Okay, it's game time.
My strategy for cabin is as follows. So we're going to grab these wooden planks here, and then we're going to push this shelf against this window over here.
Monsters. You done warming up?
Then we use the wooden planks on this window over here. That makes it a lot easier because the distance to travel between the two windows on the side wall is significantly shorter than if we boarded up one of those windows instead.
Shut up, you'd be good to go.
Not to mention there's a ladder in the way as well, so it helps with, in case a Ganado gets through, it's an extra barrier between you and the Ganado, so always try to put as many objects between yourself and the Ganados as you can. And of course, max upgrade shotgun. Always got to go for those decaps if you can. Lewis just freaking sandbagged us there with hit stun.
Keep coming.
Fantastic work, my friend.
One down.
Stupid little shove they do. I hate that so much. Because it just opens you up to hit stun whenever they do that. Another reason for the
present for you
game to arbitrarily rob the player of control.
Here you go. Keep coming.
And of course grenades, you know, do literally nothing. I tried to bounce a grenade off the wall on the back there, and it didn't affect any of those ganados. It would have been perfect too. That was a really lucky dodge. And do the best you can. However, ground stabs do give you iframes. So if you happen to find yourself in the middle of a crowd of enemies, go for ground stabs.
All right.
And then once we've used both of the wooden planks over here, that is our one opportunity to run around here and grab all the items that we can. If you have a small resource, put priority on crafting shotgun shells. And also flash grenades. It was a difficult decision, actually, but I would probably actually... Yeah, okay, rifle is actually not that bad. But you can see, still have plenty of ammo. This is why we backstab everything. And once we see the cutscene with the Ganado putting the ladder up there, that's when we hang out on the balcony from here. And it's just a matter of killing some more Ganado in order to trigger the appearance of the brute that we need to kill to finish. Once Lewis gets up there, he can handle everything that's between the two ladders. As long as we stay on the balcony, we have 2 opportunities to funnel enemies.
Oh, sorry.
One up that ladder, and then like just over here, you know, they'll just funnel straight through this doorway. So it's actually the best place. Anything that is not aggroed on Lewis, we just decapitate immediately. And if there's only enemies aggroed on Lewis, that is your opportunity to load. We just gotta keep looking in between the doorway and the ladder to see if they put the ladder back up.
We've got a big one on our hands. Little busy at the moment.
So just stay out here, let the brute come to you.
But I guess you would just as well.
Just cutting it close. I had like 5 shotgun shells left. And at this point, there wasn't really much I could do with this situation besides just keep trying to aim for his head and hope for the best. Pure RNG here. Once that's done, somehow I narrowly avoided getting grabbed by that last Ganado there. I have no clue how that happened. This game is weird, man.
Ashley.
What's happening to me?
Ashley, is this the first time you've coughed up blood like this?
You want to start explaining?
The cough, the blood, is caused by something called plaga. Okay. You saw those people, right? But you have the same thing inside you. The same thing that made them like that. This, what you're experiencing, these symptoms, they're only the beginning.
I don't want to become like them.
You are, well, lucky. You see, at this early stage, the parasite, the plaga, it is possible to remove it with a surgical procedure. And all you need is some know-how. And oh yeah, the right equipment.
Wait, you two?
No worries. See, I have a plan. But you're going to have to trust me. Great, we're partners then.
Hey, why are you...
No time for any questions. The clock is ticking.
Why are you helping us?
Because it makes me feel better. Let's leave it at that. I will contact you later. Hey, got a smoke?
I do. The kind you like. Now where's the amber?
Unfortunately, it's not on me at the moment. And you really should be telling me what a good job I did. Busted my ass and managed to hide it right before I got caught. Which is why I'm still alive.
The deal was, we get you out of here when you deliver the amber. No amber, no protection, Luis.
Such a stickler for details, huh, Ada? Okay, then. I'll go get it now. How about that? And I do have something else I need to get, too.
This is Roost. I've got some bad news, Condor 1. With the weather like this, the chopper can't make its approach. Can you stand by until it clears?
Negative. Too dangerous. We're gonna get out of here and find someplace safe.
I'm sorry. I wish I could do more to help.
Don't worry about it. We'll swim home if we have to. Condor 1, out. Let's go.
What's gonna happen to me?
Right now, let's just focus on getting out of here.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of items over here. Shotgun shells, small resources. A few boxes with some random contents.
I have something I think you like.
Got a pretty good haul.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger. A deal well struck. Thank you.
As of this chapter,
That there's a real boomstick, mate. It'll reduce your target to a bloody pulp.
we have the riot gun available. The riot gun is the best shotgun in the game. Don't even bother with the striker later.
See how
Just stick with the riot gun for the rest of the game is my recommendation.
Yourself should notice the difference right away.
Because the
This
tighter
kind of
spread
work
allows you
about
to
finesse.
decapitate Ganado from slightly further away.
Little bit goes a long way.
And also just like the power of the gun in general. I also sold the Red 9.
Are you? Our craftsmanship demands no less.
As you can see, I just already
Good luck to you, stranger.
maxed out.
Got us pleasant travel.
The riot gun as soon as I could.
Welcome. Got a selection of good things on hand.
If you sell a weapon, then you get all your money back from all the upgrades. It might be like a little bit less, like something like 1% less of what you put into it, but I'm not entirely sure.
We've got company. Keep moving.
Anyway.
Quietly. Got it.
Okay. Oh.
Once we get in here, start by backstabbing this female Ganado right here. Backstab this guy over here. We want to go ahead and backstab these guys first because whenever we start to snipe the other Ganados, their positions will change in such a way that we would no longer be able to backstab them. And they are very, very easy backstab kills. The goal here is to eliminate every enemy without aggroing them, which is actually a lot easier to do than it sounds. But if you aggro one enemy, then a mob of like 5 more Ganado will spawn in. So there's those 2 on the catwalks. And then this last one spawned a Plaga for me. He has a very high chance of spawning a Plaga, this one. It should also be known that if a Plaga aggroes onto you, then it actually will trigger the additional mob here. even if the Plaga isn't capable of, you know, sounding the alarm or anything like that, it doesn't matter. If the Plaga sees you, then the mob appears. There's a yellow gem in the back. You can run over here and, you know, just run here, run there, run everywhere, and there's a lot of goodies. There's no shortage of crafting items that we can pick up. Just randomly run into a bear trap because this game's movement is so good. Not that it actually matters. No enemies. And the bear traps don't do any damage to you anyway. It's so whack that like bear traps do no damage to you, and yet getting grabbed from behind by a Ganado, or just like getting grabbed by Ganados in general, just damages you on frame 1.
We're doing this.
Even if they haven't grabbed you yet. The only other Resident Evil game to do something like that is Resident Evil 0, where it's like, even if your teammate like rescues you, even if you cancel out of the Ganado grab, somehow, like a grenade detonates or something, if that first frame triggers, you still take damage. There was also a Clockwork Castellan over there that you saw me quote-unquote shoot. All the Clockwork Castellans are destroyed in my save file.
Sure is quiet.
Basically, if you kill a Clockwork Castellan, it stays ticked on your save file. Same as the Mr. Everywheres, or not the Mr. Everywheres actually in Resident Evil 7, but the Mr. Raccoons, the toy shop bobbleheads, and the goats in Village. Anyway, I'm just gonna wait for, there's 2 Ganado here. Just stealth kill them both. It is actually quite nice that you can rush and kill them without them like turning around and going full aggro. That's about like the only fun thing about the stealth in this game. Once these guys are down, we're going to just straight up loot the entire area. There's a yellow herb right there. We're not going to be so hasty to fight the Bella sisters quite so soon.
Stay here.
What? Okay.
I think this is the last use of the of the Plaga key there. So next we're gonna jump down here. There's 2 more barrels over here. Open that too. Just to get everything set up. We're not going to grab the crank yet. We're just moving around and collecting any additional goodies, which I have. There was some extra submachine gun ammo there, and I decided to speed up the video so that I could run all the way back to the merchant, do some upgrades.
Oh, break's over, I suppose.
Just double checking my charms there real quick. Always got to make sure
What can I do you for?
that you got the good ones equipped.
I'll buy almost anything.
Or the requisite ones equipped.
Well struck.
Way Shrine Key is done. Bought a red barrel with the spinels I got from the dog slide quest earlier. Get the triple bonus here. Sell.
Thank you. A deal well struck.
You'll be up about 70k. I was up 93k.
Come back anytime.
Don't leave me.
I don't know why I changed the
That's good
charms
work,
there.
if
I must have been
do
tired.
say so myself.
In any case,
Try that on for size.
decided to max out my
We're
durability.
starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend.
Like try to increase my power a little bit as well. At some point you're going to need to max out the power on the knife.
Your weapons are in good hands, mate. I'll see you right. Try that on for size. Don't get yourself killed now.
And that's everything. All set. As long as we have the power on all our guns maxed out, we're good. I forgot to re-equip the correct charms though. So that I'd be able to get my crafting bonuses. It's still good to have the common charms available while you're crafting ammo, so you can get as much ammo as you can. Taking the bolt thrower so that I can test setups with it off screen, but I found it wasn't as useful unless it's fully upgraded.
Hide.
Okay.
With the unupgraded bolt thrower, you can plant up to 6 mines. Still better than nothing.
Great.
Sorry, didn't realize that was yours.
I am flattered, but I'm a one-lady type of guy.
So after those mines detonate, we're going to run out this gate, which we unlocked earlier, and then use the riot gun to clear these guys out of the way. And then the plan is to kite all of these guys backwards. Beyond this gate is the tether point, so if you head out the tether point, then the enemies will just like turn around and head home.
Finally.
I got lucky with that parry there. Let's just put it this way. If at any point you ever end up having to use a parry, it means you messed up already. Because parries in professional have to be frame perfect in order to work. And there is literally no way that you can rely on parries.
That was not easy.
But anyhow, if an enemy gets too close, just run out past the tether. And it'll just mess with the enemy's AI a bit. Music is still going, so just waiting for them to make their way towards me. Obviously, we don't want to have line of sight with any remaining gunnados if we can help it, especially if they have throwing weapons. This guy is just completely oblivious. I wouldn't have had enough time to be able to rush him anyway, so the best thing to do is just hang back. Still 3 enemies left. Make that 4 enemies left. They all heard the shots and they came running. Because he was running at full speed and we decapitated him, he just like tripped and fell. Which is kind of odd. Yeah, we just gotta take this nice and easy. That was actually kind of lucky. As it turns out, there was yet another enemy just hiding out in the distance. And that was the end of that. Moving around a little bit to check and see if there was anything left over that I might have missed. And there was not, so from here I could proceed.
Are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. I guess.
You did well back there. Seems this isn't your first time running from creeps.
I can't tell if that's meant to be a compliment.
Equipping the flash grenade here and heading back to the save point. Because we're playing on Pro, there aren't any checkpoints. Saving there your first time through, highly recommended, by the way. I think it might be possible to clear the Mendez chase without shooting anything. But I think the best course of action is to just use the riot gun for that section. Once we jump down this ledge over here is a point of no return. So please be aware of that.
All right, come on.
Okay.
Soul requires cleansing. Come, child.
Ashley, run!
Man, those shadows are really buggy. I even had ray tracing turned on.
Hurry!
Anyhow, move this way. We'll just ignore these guys. As long as we take a tight angle, Ashley will follow us directly. Blow up the barrel, and then just shoot anything else that's in the way.
This way! Okay?
I'm stuck.
We need to go! You gotta be kidding me. Then run! Closer. Listen, you're the one he wants. If we see him again, you run.
What about you?
I'll do my job.
Yeah, that was a really weird shadow. It's like I got a 4090 with ray tracing turned on and everything.
Break's over, I suppose.
Bolt thrower is going to be useless for Mendez, given that
Welcome. Got a
it is
selection.
entirely unupgraded.
Good things on sale, stranger. Next time, then.
Getting my Leon, my Merchant, and my Rhinoceros Beetle
Welcome.
Charm.
If you want a fighting chance out there, you best tune up your kit. Easy work.
Parrying during the
Starting to
Mendez
get an
fight
idea
is
of your
quite
tech.
easy.
Come back anytime.
Be careful. Leon!
Cease your pointless struggling. Abandon your body to the will of our God.
You're a shooting missionary. You know that.
Oh, Almighty, grant me the strength to crush your enemies.
Son of a bitch! Ashley, run!
Okay.
Hasta luego.
God, I thank you for your gift.
You want to get ugly? Let's get ugly.
At the start of the fight, we're going to turn around and immediately climb this ladder. Get ready to QTE. These knife QTEs have additional parry frames on them. For some reason. It's like the same as hardcore for this particular fight. It's almost as if the developers just like kind of acknowledged that having a lower parry window for this particular fight would be bad. But after every swing, you just shoot the eye, and then once he kneels, just use the riot gun, even if you're up on the ledge. Don't even bother with the knife prompt, it does very little damage. And once we're in phase 2, we're going to climb back up the ladder. So Mendez has 3 different patterns. When you see he's about to throw, that's when you want to start moving, because if you're not already moving, then the startup time on Leon's movement will end up getting you hit. Whenever he pulls 2 planks at a time, just stand in place. That's how you avoid that attack. You can see, like, I just narrowly missed getting hit, like, right after that shot. Like, the startup frames on Leon's movement is, like, really, really slow. He moves like a tank. And once Mendez rushes in,
Running out of options.
that's when we switch to the shotgun and jump down. Because if he comes at us while we're still up on the rafter up here, or on the upper tier, he'll be locked into trying to attack us up there. As long as we get a maxed out shotgun, this fight is super easy though.
Leon! Leon! Quick! This place is coming down!
Give my regards to your god.
Mendez's false eye is worth some money. Now that the fight's over, we're going to move around real quick and just pick up all the things that we didn't pick up during the fight. Yeah, by the way, don't try to loot anything during this fight. If you came in prepared, then, you know, you're perfectly fine. Because I have a bunch of large resources here, it's also good to just go ahead and craft bolts. That's really all these kitchen knives are good for.
Hey, come on, it's dangerous.
And that's the end of that.
Leon, hurry! You're welcome.
Thanks. This fire's bound to catch their attention. Let's keep moving.
Leon, I'm not gonna turn into one of them, right?
I won't let that happen. I promise.
What's going on?
Well, at least we don't have to worry about being followed. Come on.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching part 1 of my Resident Evil 4 No Damage Professional run. So part 2, the castle segment, should be available on Sunday, March 30th or Monday, May 1st at the latest. If it's already out by the time you're seeing this video, you should see a link to the next part in the top right if it doesn't autoplay. Otherwise, it will be in the pinned comment in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my other no damage runs of other games. Also follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/carcinogenSDA. The link is in the description below, as it is where I am doing the majority of all of my streams. Also, as a reminder, at the time of this recording, I am still recording the commentary tracks. I'm uploading the work-in-progress versions of the other commentaries, like the other chapters of this run, to my Patreon. So if you want to see the castle and island sections early, it's as little as $1 per month. Once again, thank you for watching and see you all next video.